How the heck are you guys? My name is Fastidious. Welcome to my channel and welcome to another collaboration with the fantastic Beard Energy Gaming. You want to say hi, Beard?
What's going on, everyone? Fasty, thanks for having me. Yeah, we're back again. Going to talk about some heroes, have some fun. Let's do it.
Yeah, so a little different than last time, a little less podcast style. Going to be a bit of a rankings video. Let's get right on into it. Let's open up this gallery. You guys saw the title of the video. So we are going to do like the top six epic champions that we think might as well just be called legendary champions because they're just that good. So I think, if you don't mind, I'll get it started off. Let's go. We are in the Nightmare Council. Let's go to Deimos. A lot of people that watch my channel, you know that Deimos is maybe not my favorite, but one of my absolute favorites in the game. We pulled him very early, I think on day 2. Do you have Deimos on your account, Beard?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so we're both very familiar with this little doggy here. Let's get right into it. So we got Deimos here. So we can start with the talent because it's already there. Basic attacks deal additional damage equal to 2% of the hero's max HP. This is just a great bonus to have on anything, especially for content that you're going to bring him in where you want him a little tankier because he's dealing direct damage to bosses. So when you think Deimos, you are thinking guild boss. He's an absolute guild boss monster, but believe it or not, I use him in all different kinds of content as well. So let's get right into the kit. 75% damage to one enemy 2 times, so you can get this up to 85%. So that's going to come out to 170 because it's a double hitter, 170% damage. Pretty strong, continuous physical attack on the A1 there, or the basic. Then we've got Ancestral Presence, so this is his ultimate. This is just unbelievable for him. It increases max HP by 100%. And attack and defense by 20%. So keep in mind, when we're increasing that max HP, we're getting another 2% increase in damage as well. Each basic attack lands 4 consecutive strikes, so he's really spamming out a ton of damage. This effect lasts 20 seconds. You can get the cost down to 900. You can get even more bonuses to the max HP and to the attack and the defense. And this pairs unbelievably well with his passive, which is Tearing. Each consecutive attack against the same target increases damage by 10% for 10 seconds, stacking up to 6 times. We're going to get into Awakenings in a second, but when you awaken him, I believe to awaken 3, this goes to 7 times, which is just so powerful. Duration of the effect will not be refreshed after reaching max number of stacks, so you just kind of can cap it out at 6 or 7, depending on your Awakenings. And then here's the key point, which is why he's so good specifically for boss damage. Stacks will reset upon switching targets. But let's say you're using him against a boss you really want to focus on one piece of content, or specifically like the guild boss, he's never going to switch targets, right? So you're really going to get the max benefit of this. And this can go all the way up to 15% at 7 stacks. You're talking, quick maths here, 105% increase. He's very, very powerful. So let's get into the Awakening really quickly. So you can see during the effect of Ancestral Presence, dealing damage restores 3% HP. So he's got a little self-heal on the A1. That's really good for keeping him up in a lot of content, especially if you bring him outside of the guild boss and he kind of needs to keep himself up. Awaken 2, we got a little crit rate. And then here we go. Like I said, Awaken 3, the Tearing, that passive, the stat cap is going to go up to 7. Then we get some penetration on the A4, which you kind of can't overstate how powerful that is. He outdamaged my Arrogance recently in Guild Boss. That's very powerful. So talk about a legendary in disguise. And then we've got Tearing reaching full stacks. You're going to start ignoring 15% of the target's defense. So these really Awaken 3, 4, and 5. I don't know if there's a more... do you think, Beard, there's a character in the game that benefits more, at least as an epic, from Awakenings? These are crazy.
No, I think this is like hitting those 3. Usually, yeah. One you're going to drop off, or 1 or 2 are not as good and you want to go for 5, but nah, this is great. Like a 3 through all the way through 5.
And even so, we get the self-heal on 1. 2 is a little boring with just 5% base crit rate, but hey, makes him slightly easier to build. But then just banger, 3, 4, 5. I mean, you're getting penetration and ignore defense. So you're ignoring damage resistances, and then you're just straight up ignoring defenses. Anything more we want to add? I think Deimos kind of sells himself. I mean, if you're just talking about let me get some physical damage out in an absolute burst and just destroy a boss, destroy a single enemy, I don't know if there's really, at least for an epic, I don't think there's anyone better.
No, I mean, single target damage, he's going to absolutely dominate. And especially as a fighter. And I think that one thing, because if you looking at his skills, he really still leans into those basic attacks, which makes the Infernal Roar set like absolutely crazy on him.
Good point.
With that 40% attack damage on basic attack, man. Yeah, he can do some nasty stuff.
He's a bad man. He's really good. And like, I mean, there's a reason he's like the mascot of the game, right? He's like the picture on the app because he's really nasty.
Right.
So we're gonna transition now, guys, to a healer who I don't think you have her either. Excuse me. We're both kind of pining for this lady. I'm gonna scroll down to my healers very quickly. So you want to take it here, and we can talk about Hollow. Maybe I read her kit really quickly, and then you give us the lowdown.
Yeah, let's go ahead and you go ahead and go over the kit.
Yeah, guys, so Hollow, I'm convinced, just like Deimos, and probably a lot of these champions, definitely has a lower drop rate. I'm put on my tinfoil hat, but like some of these better epics, there's no way it's even chances you get Nazim or Hollow. If we look at Hollow here, let's get right into it. We got an attack-based healing, just to one ally, so single target on her basic attack. So it's very standard. She's an attack-based healer. But if we go to the passive, we'll see when Light of Bliss, which is her ultimate. So maybe actually let's start with the ultimate. Light of Bliss, so it's a manual ultimate. We've got 1,000 cost. This can go down to 900 when you skill it up. When triggered, increases hero's healing multiplier by 25% for 20 seconds and can heal one more target. So now it becomes a 2-person heal. So like a very tiny AoE. So you're saying, why is she such a legendary in disguise? Why is she so special? Well, now let's go to the passive, and you'll see when Light of Bliss, so the ultimate is activated, for every 0.6, when it's activated, recovers 0.6 rage for all allies every 1 second. And if you can see here, guys, if you skill this up, you're going to get all the way up to, what is this, 1.4%? I'll let you take it from here, Beard, but that is just, guys, rage is how we get our ultimates, and ultimates on almost every character in this game is going to be how they do their best quality, and she's just going to make it so much easier. So what do you think, man?
Yeah, so the thing here is that all about that rage regeneration, and I've only managed to pull one copy of Hollow out of 2,500 summons, so well,
she's
plus
rare.
over 2,500 summons, and so she is rare, and being that legendary in disguise, that piece of it comes from that rage regeneration. And that being said, I mean, so I do have Elowen, which is why I wouldn't shift over to her. But I mean, Elowen is also really hard to pull, and so Hollow,
she's a legendary not in disguise.
Yeah. So Hollow, again, easier to pull, so definitely can take that place and provide that rage regeneration. And even in her awakenings, if you manage to get enough to awaken her, or use some of those generic awakenings, each healing restores 1% rage.
Oh my god, I did not know that. That's insane.
You can reduce her rage cap at awakening 3, and let's see, awakening 5 increase the efficiency of accumulating rage. So essentially, you'll be able to get that Light of Bliss up a lot more and keep that rage regeneration going.
Yeah, these are very synergistic awakenings. You don't overthink it, guys. She's gonna heal your team, and she's gonna let them spam some ultimates. She is just, I'm very jealous that you have her. I thought we were in the same boat here on the struggle bus, but it sounds like you're benefiting at least a little. I guess we can quickly just pull up Elowen. So this is like the legendary version, right? Where is it here? If we got Nature's Favor, restores rage for 5 seconds of all allies, equal to 1% of the rage cap. But you can see Hollow's pretty close to that once you get awakenings in there. So, and it's obviously far easier to awaken an epic hero with like the soul stones you'll get from guild boss and stuff, or Tide, than it's going to be a legendary hero. So in a lot of ways, I mean, Elowen's the goddess, right? But Hollow comes really, really close, and she's definitely better than, I'm not going to call anyone out, but she's better than some of these legendary healers we're looking at as well. Should we go on to the next one, man?
Well, yeah, but quick note before we do.
Yes, please.
One key feature of Hollow is her range as well. She has a
True.
similar range to Vortex, which is pretty big. I mean, that's a lot of rage regeneration. She can offer more rage regeneration than Elowen in some cases.
Absolutely, and it's actually hard to see it here, guys, in the little picture where it shows this like 4 tile by 3 tile square, but she does have that extra width that you get as you promote her, just like Vortex, if you're familiar. So that's really special as well. And she, like, if you bring her into like guild boss or something, she can like not only like be providing the rage regen, but she can be your main healer, if not your only healer, if you have strong gear. Right. Awesome, very good to point that out. Thank you, Beard. Let's go on to number 4. Let's keep this little train moving. I actually think we're already, we can go to North Throne here, but I think we're gonna stay in the same, no, Hollow is not in this faction. However, we got Maul. Let's get right into Maul. I think I might let you take this one. I'll read the skills really quickly again, but you have Maul, I'm assuming.
Yes.
I do not. Anyone that watches my polls streams, I'm like, give me Pyros, give me Maul, give me Delores. And Maul is just so cool, and he's so good for an account like mine that is hurting for AoE damage. So hopefully I get him soon. Very quickly getting into the skill set, we've got AoE on the A1, multiple enemies. They're not specifying. Do you happen to know what the enemy cap is on that, Beard?
I believe there is some kind of in-game cap of around 8 to 10. I'm not sure exact number, but that seems to be it.
Whether it's 8, whether it's 10, even if it's 3, I mean, 100% AoE damage is very significant. You get that up to 110 when you skill it up. Very cool. Let's go to the ultimate here, Abyssal Surge. This is just so nasty. Deals 750% AoE damage. You can get that all the way up to 810% and knocks the target back with 1-time strength. You can get this plus at level 4 of skill ups. You guys can see here. Oh my god, actually, I'm missing 2 more damage bonuses, so we can actually get this up to 870%, an extra 120%. That's like getting towards Razak. This is a crazy AoE. Then we got a knockback strength times 2x when you skill it up, and then the skill cost only gets into 500. If you have Maul and you're not using him, first off, you're crazy, or you have the best heroes possible in the game. But this is just a legendary champion. I mean, a 500 cost with that kind of AoE. We'll quickly get to the passive, then I'm going to hand this over to Beard. But if you thought it couldn't get better, it does. Every 25 seconds, and you can get this down to 20 seconds, you're getting some defense reduction on top of all of this. So each attack deals 150% damage, and basic attack can inflict defense reduction. So defense reduction is pretty hard to come by, like compared to other kind of gacha games where you can find all these debuffers. Buffing and debuffing is not as common in this game in a lot of things. So we pull this up, minus 10% defense, and you can get this up to, let me see this here, 15% with increased duration as well. So I'm gonna hand it over to your Beard, but this is like booming nuke damage and then some really relevant debuffs, right?
Yeah, exactly, and that's the key thing, is the debuff and the nuke damage, and you don't have too many nukers in the game, especially AoE nukers, and so that's kind of where Maul really fits in. And if you go to his awakenings too, another key thing he gets is a slow on Awaken 3 on his Salt Erosion.
And it's 75% slow too. Wow.
Right. And
wow.
He also gets that crit rate at Awaken 2 just to kind of make him a little bit easier to build. And
he's got the freeze on finally, A1. Oh my god.
Yeah, and then finally you're gonna get that cost reduction at at 5. So definitely a great hero. Definitely fits into that Gear Raid 3 area. Is kind of where he really shines. He can do some stuff in Gear Raid 1 until you get into the much higher
I would think even if I would think
resistance.
Yeah, earlier on in Gear Raid 1, right, he can probably be like a damage carry, but I would think even later on he might help just with the defense reduction on those mobs, right?
Yeah, that definitely helps a little bit, and that really, honestly, that's what his attack speed also is something to mention, because that kind of puts him above Razak still, because he kind of can still do a lot more than him.
That's a really good point.
They both kind of fit the same role.
Yeah, actually, I'll just, like we did with Hollow, we can quickly pull up Razak here just to show you guys the comparison. They kind of are kind of one-to-one in terms of like being these fishy, sharky guys that do crazy AoE piercing damage as marksmen. Worth mentioning, Maul does piercing damage, so like GR3, obviously he's going to shine in a really big way. Let's find Razak really quickly. Where is that little beautiful man? Just the most gorgeous champion in the game, no question about it. But yeah, if we pull up hero details here, you can see he's also at this 3.5 second interval, but missing some of that utility, right? So you can kind of, at least for like someone like me, like I don't have an account like Beard. Do you have Razak actually?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, so it's in much easier gear to go with Maul. And then no question also, let's pull up his cost. So Razak is at the 22 cost. Let's see if that quickly goes down with Awakening. It actually doesn't, and not even that you'd be able to do that easily because he's a legendary champion. There's such a big, there's such a big difference, guys, between 22 cost and 17 cost. Like, you guys know how hard it is to get your units out at the beginning of a battle. That's why, like, someone like me, I'm like leaning on Dahlin and Narvi, these cost generators. But Maul, it's like, yeah, is it annoying? Is it a big investment to Awaken 5 someone? For sure. But after like a month or two in the game, saving up through Tide, saving up through Guild Boss, is it possible? Totally. And Maul is like about as, yeah, he's so good actually. Like, is 4 way too low for him? What do you think? I don't know. Are people gonna get in the comments?
Well, we'll see what everyone else says. I mean, he's definitely good, and we'll see what everyone says.
Well, maybe good transition. We can go to the next 3, because I mean, maybe I'm just gonna keep thinking everyone should be number 1. This one is a nominee by our favorite guy, Beard Energy here. Let me find my marksman again. We're staying in the same class here, and we're gonna talk about Tauriel. So I'll read the skills really quickly, hand it over to Beard. But Tauriel, I'll just say, so she's one of the 4 starter Pokemon marksmen, so you're guaranteed an epic marksman from one of your first pulls, like your second or third pull in the game. So like, I got Brienne, some people might get Theowen, you can get Tazira. If you're very lucky, you're gonna get this legendary in disguise right here, Tauriel. She is nasty. She's a bad girl. So we got basic attack here, guys. Attack steal, 70% attack damage 2 times. Oh my god. I actually don't even know her kit that well because I never used her, and I don't want to feel bad about myself for not having her. We got physical attack here, guys. It goes up to 80% 2 times, targeting airborne enemies first. So we're talking 160%, and like, you'll obviously skill her up. She's so good. Then we got the ultimate here, limitless shots. This is kind of, I think, I don't want to speak for Beard, but I think this is what he'll highlight when I hand over the mic in a second. But unlimited attack range. So just like content that a lot of content's going to be trivialized by that, I think. Hopefully I get to get her and test her soon. Attacks a single enemy 3 times. Each time deals 70% attack damage. You can get this all the way up to, no, we don't increase the damage. However, it lasts for 15 seconds. So in infinite range, unlimited range for 15 seconds. And we can get that up to 25 seconds with a skill cost of only 1,000. So 1,000 might seem pricey. But that is, I mean, for this, of course it's pricey for something this powerful. And let's quickly check the passive. Combo shots when the caster's ally casts a rage skill, the caster increases the next damage by 50%. So now she's just like buffing and everything. And the damage to airborne enemies by 30%. So airborne enemies, that's kind of what a lot of these piercers, these marksmen are going to be targeting. I'm going to hand it over to you. Is she disgustingly good?
Yes, I mean, she's single damage, absolutely awesome. And the interesting thing is, you know, she doesn't do AoE, but get those awakenings in.
Let's pull
First off, at Awakening 3, I didn't even realize this. I hadn't paid attention to this, but her limitless shots recovers rage for allies. So the rage regeneration, she increased her attack speed at 4, and then at 5, finally, the duration of limitless shot will extend its duration by 3 seconds. So you get the extra duration there
for every kill.
And then if we go, now if we go to the skill ups, I think it's on the skill ups. Where is the duration? It will regen each enemy you kill. So if you kill,
that's on the awakening actually. If we look at awakening 5, during the effect of limitless shot, every kill extends its duration. So I mean, if you have a well-built Tauriel, you might just have this up forever, right?
Yes, exactly. And she is absolutely key in Gear Raid 3. And she can both handle helping to damage the boss as well as picking off the flying things on the right side, which are one of the hardest things to deal with at those upper at 19 plus.
Yeah.
And so cool. Given how much damage she does, you know, she's going to be able to pass through that defense, and which is one of the most annoying things in the game.
Yeah.
But that being able to shoot anywhere on the board helps with those Calypso issues on certain levels.
Oh,
Man,
yeah,
she just
like
has so many little niche fits.
At the end of chapter 8, she probably makes Calypso way, way easier.
Yeah, because if you trigger at the right time and there's not enough enemies on the board, then she's just hitting Calypso from anywhere on the map. And very, 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 very good in Void Rift as well, which kind of puts her at the top. And honestly, right now, she is my highest powered epic at this point.
That's crazy. I'm like looking out the window, like dreaming of Tauriel right now. Like I was already jealous, and now I'm really jealous. So hey, congrats guys! If you have her, if you got her as your starter marksman, or you've been lucky enough to pull her, you've successfully made me jealous. And I will just quickly say, as we move on to our final 2, clearly there's a theme here with these legendaries in disguise, right? These epics that really should just be shining gold. It's like they can do a bunch of different things. So it's damage, and it's buffs, and it's utility, and it's this, and this. And they have something really unique, like unlimited range or decreased defense, you know, things that not very few champions in the game will have. And then also all their awakenings are like nasty, nasty, nasty. So now someone I can talk about, who I use a lot. We're going to head into the North Throne, and we are going to talk about the boy Olague, who's kind of the inspiration for this whole video, guys, because we're going to start getting him for free. So shout out to, I guess, Montoon for just gifting us him. You will have to do some progression. Maybe it's normal Void Rift, I believe, to unlock him, but you guys will get him eventually. And that's kind of, wow, we're kind of just almost getting a free legendary. I know he's purple, but let's break down the kit and see why he might as well be gold. So attack 1 deals damage to one enemy. He's a defender. We don't care about any damage he's putting out. Whatever. Let's move on to the ultimate. The ultimate is super, super cool. Stops attacking and shifts to a defensive stance for 25 seconds. Increases physical damage reduction by 40% and block by 1. 40% reduction, which can go up to 50%, and then this can last 30 seconds and only be 900 costs. That is like super, super significant. Basically, he's mitigating damage by half. Super powerful. Block goes from 3 to 4. As you can see, like a standard defender, he has 3 block. Throw an Olague's Wall artifact on him. All of a sudden, this guy is blocking 5 units. You'll tell me the second beard. I don't know if any other champion in the game can even do that. But then you're like, that ultimate's so good, I'm going to use it all the time. Actually, maybe not, because we've got Silver Shield here. And this passive, this auto effect, to me it's a passive because it just triggers. It doesn't come up if your ultimate's going. However, you might never trigger the ultimate in some content because this silver shield is so cool. Every 12 seconds can go down to 10 seconds. There is a glitch in the game I've noticed where it actually says 11, but I think it should be 10. 12 minus 2 is 10. But you are getting a shield that can absorb damage, so basically the size of the shield is going to be 50% all the way up to 85% of his max HP. He's got very high base stats as a tank. Let's do the max level here. You can see it can go all the way up to 21,355, almost 22,000 HP there. Super, super relevant. But yeah, you're getting this basically 85% of that as a shield, triggering every 10 seconds. A lot of times you can just basically have 100% uptime on the shield. So something like Artifact Material Rate especially, he really shines just spamming this silver shield. And yeah, of course, the ultimate. I mean, you want to take it from here? This guy's disgustingly good, right?
Yeah, it's so funny. As you were talking through, I actually realized I didn't max skill mine, so I went in and max skilled him because I use him so freaking much, and I'm like, oh well, why didn't I do that?
Yeah, and he really benefits from the skill ups, guys. I mean, the extra physical damage reduction, the lowered cost, and then of course this shield capacity with the, you really want that level 5 cooldown minus 2 seconds.
Yeah, and his awakenings, he has more, like probably more of the not so useful ones, but then when you get to awakening 5, he passes on that physical damage reduction to adjacent allies as well. It makes him very useful in a lot of stages, maybe like Gear Raid 2. And so, yeah, no, he's an amazing tank in Void Rift. I use him a ton, and yeah, he's up there, man.
He's way up there. I mean, we are probably hurting for tanks, I think, in general, in the whole game. We can just go into the gallery here. You can kind of just take a quick shot of it. There's fewer than you think. So we have 6 legendary tanks, and then a lot of kind of mediocre epic ones. But when it comes to like Baron's quite good, Livian's quite good, but someone like Olague is just, I do think, on another level. And yeah, like you did touch on it. Some of the awakenings aren't as exciting. Plus 100 defense, plus 1200 HP, kind of cool because it's a base stat. But then awakening 4, all damage reductions plus 5%, and then like you said, awaken 5, sharing physical damage reduction on his ultimate. I mean, that is, he should be gold. There should be a gold border on him. I think we're fans of this guy. And finally, you probably guessed it, number 1. You want to say who it is, Beard?
Yeah, come on, everyone knows it's Delores. Come on.
Of course it's Delores. Let's go to the Infernal Blast, man. I mean, Delores is a legendary champion. I don't care what color it says on her card. Like, she does something literally no one else can do in the game, and the second someone pulls a Delores, they're like, oh, you know what? Every piece of content got at least 50% easier. She's sultry and sensual, as it says here, and it's all about this graceful dancing. Let's get right into it. She's got an attack-based heal. Who cares? It's AoE. I don't care. Then she has this ultimate. Graceful dancing is insane. Applies 30% inspiration. 1 second, sorry. Hey, I can't talk right now. I'm filming. I can't talk right now. Talk to me in 5 minutes. I'm about to... I can't leave for 10 minutes. I'm on the other call. What? I need like 3 minutes and I'm done with this. It's somewhere on the floor, I guess. I don't know. Hey, are you there? Hello? Are you there?
Yeah. Yes.
I'm sorry about that. My mother was calling me.
Okay.
I'm just gonna pick it up, okay?
Yep.
It's all about graceful dancing, guys. Applies 30% inspiration to other allies in range. Who cares about 30%? There's no way you're using Delores without skilling her up. You're actually going to get this all the way up to 40%. Inspiration, basically, it scales proportionally with her attack. So unfortunately, she doesn't have great base stats, but if she did, then she would officially be unbelievably broken. But you're just going to try to build as much attack as possible on her, maybe a touch of tankiness just so she doesn't straight up die, but she's going to be sharing that with everyone else. So it's like, there's not much to think about here, guys. It's just a straight up disgusting buff to your entire team. I'm going to check the passive. I don't have her. I'm absolutely sure that Beard does, so he'll take over. But 60 seconds after being deployed, permanently increases basic attacks, healing multiplied by 5%, don't really care. But Graceful Dancing will have an additional 50% chance to increase the hero's rage by 100 when it ends. And that can increase all the way up to, let's do some maths here, 300. So you can really keep spamming this out. I'm going to hand it over to Beard, guys, because I'm just going to get angry the more I talk about her, because obviously I don't have her on my account, and everyone needs her. We need her. She's just... You take it away, man.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm gonna say this, and maybe it's unpopular opinion. I feel like it's very unfortunate that she is such a necessity. The way the game mechanics work and how much it values attack is, somewhat detrimental in some areas. To where I do know that, like, if you don't get Delores, then there's stages you're not gonna be able to do,
Yeah.
and it's really unfortunate. But that is the case. So hey, she is what she is, and man, pump her up with attack, pump her up with some attack speed, pump her up with rage regen, focus those 3 stats, and she is an absolute beast. And all it is about powering up everybody else, man. I pair her with Tauriel. Oh my goodness, she just starts wrecking everybody.
Yeah, let's talk about awakenings too. I mean, you guys, if you have Delores, she is if you just pull her, I don't care if you pulled Virna, I don't care if you pulled Hatsit, whatever, she should be your top priority because she's going to be easier to build because she's an epic, even though she should be a legendary. She's broken good. All her awakenings are insane. Inspiration, effective, graceful dancing increases by 20%. So when you skill it up, it's not 40% now, it's 60% that she's sharing this attack buff. Plus 1200 HP seems boring, but she has low base stats, so you need that extra stuff there to give her any survivability. Then we got Awaken 3. During the effective graceful dancing, increases the healing multiplier by 10%. Maybe that's the one we don't really care about, but we'll take a little bonus heal because it is based off her attack, and we're gonna, stack her to the moon with attack. Plus 5% attack seems boring, but her whole kit is about giving other people attack, so another 5% makes a huge difference. And finally, her Awaken 5. Really disgusting. When graceful dancing ends, increases the chance of increasing rage to 80%. So just if you didn't think you were spamming it enough already from what you were getting from Merciful Bounty, you're gonna have a lot more chances to spam it after that. If you have Delores, skill her up immediately, awaken her, use every soul stone, will be worth it. She's only a 5-cost champion too. I mean, honestly, I think she's the best champion in the game. I don't care about rarity. I mean, anyone that's watching this video and made this far, you probably are familiar with the game, and obviously Delores was going to be number 1. I don't have anything more to say. She's the best. I think she's the best champion in the game because your Virna is that much better. Your Hatset, so these actual best champions in the game, she makes everyone better, and no one else is doing this in the entire game. That's where I will end it. Do you have anything you want to add, Beard?
Yeah, I mean, no, that just is what it is. I do know there is a legendary that has a similar effect. I don't know if it's in the game yet, or if
it must not be out yet. We can go to healers because healers where we find our support units, but you can see we only have 4 healers right now. I mean, Lai is insanely powerful as a lord with a really cool kit. Eloin obviously has that rage regen. I'm not the most familiar with the new girl, Dasami. But yeah, we will get more things to come, but right now, and even if other things come, it's so easy to build her. She's a 5-cost champion.
Gonna be Delores.
Delores will still be the top choice for even the biggest whales and krakens in the whole game. We'll finish it here. I'm pulling up the base stats. You can see, even at max level, not the highest attack in the world, but you can just hunt for attack bonus and hunt for flat attack. I know flat stats aren't sexy, but just get it on her. She got this weird range like Autumn, but it works, man. The second you pull her, like, everything changes.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, man.
Yeah. So I think we're gonna end it there, guys. Those are our top 6 epic champions who might as well be legendary. And quite frankly, when it comes to the top of that list, like Delores, like, they are legendary. Like, we don't care about the color on the card in your roster. Like, you can't tell me they aren't. If you have other suggestions, if we should do another video with 6 more or 5 more, whatever it is, let us know. But that's gonna be our list. I'm gonna sign off. Thank you so much for joining us, Beard.
Hey, thanks for having me. Peace out, everyone.
Peace, guys.
Fastidious.